welcome to the Acquired Taste podcast. We about to sound good as fuck today.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully this actually works. I mean, we as we mentioned in last week's episode, if you guys tuned in, we got some new equipment that we finally have all figured out. We believe it's dialed in. We believe it should be working pretty good. So hopefully.
Yeah, you guys tell us. Don't make a fuck out of me. Don't make a fucking joke out of me.
Let us know if this sounds weird or if anyone's too loud or whatever.
I just love like how DJ's first reaction was like, "Don't make a fuck out," especially with the Italian fingers. Like the first fucking thing he does is
don't fucking make me look like a fucking squajouge here.
Okay, so the fingers are now just making up Italian words.
Yeah, you just
because that definitely isn't something in Italian.
You just got to pick two syllables, but at the end you got to do a little twist.
Or you can just name different types of pastas.
That's
don't
true.
be a fusilli.
Yeah.
And now we lost our Italian audience. We're 1 minute in.
They love us.
We are 1 minute in. Damn. Well, anyways, welcome back to the Required Taste podcast. We appreciate you guys listening to us again.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. We are, again, trying out some new stuff like we said before. What we got going on today? We got some stuff going on today.
Yeah,
we got a topic for y'all.
Yeah, today's going to be a cool one. We figured it was fitting, and plus the last episode kind of carries around
it actually
the same area,
leads into this very well, which I didn't think about until I started doing my research today. I'm like, look at that. It's like we almost planned it.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, some of it's kind of like the plans are a little, but from what happened from this, what we're going to talk about today is, it's a nice little bleeding into it.
Last week was a good one.
Yeah, you missed it.
I did miss it. I did miss it. At
least you listened to it.
I did. Yeah. You guys did a good job, though. I was very proud that not only did you guys say in the beginning, we're a history podcast, and if you're new, welcome. But you guys also shouted out the social media, which I was very proud of.
Yeah, we're doing stuff. We're trying. We're trying.
Yep.
I mean, we're trying to grow here. So again, thank you all for listening to us. We are a history kinda
history comedy.
Yeah, we like to fuck around and find out.
Yeah, with history facts. So that's fun. History can be fun. Also really depressing sometimes.
Yeah,
so
sometimes we learn things we wish we didn't know.
We didn't want to know. So anyways.
But we learn all these fucked up things and then we laugh about it.
Yeah, I mean, some of it just kind of sticks with you, really. It's fine. It's cool.
After
whatever.
we talked about this Japanese fucking pilot doing a Monopoly run across this fucking island.
Yeah.
We figured we'd kind of go on the other side of the table here,
Well, yeah, the other side of the pond, if you will. The other side of Pacific. So as most people are probably aware, the Oppenheimer movie is currently in theater. So is Barbie. So there's that.
Barbenheimer.
The Barbenheimer incident is currently in the midst of it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the movie yet.
I haven't either. No one wants to go see a double feature with me.
Well, I'm going to do a single feature on Sunday.
You're going to see Oppenheimer or Barbie?
I'm going to see Oppenheimer.
Yeah, okay.
Definitely going to go see Oppenheimer.
Catch Aaron in some pink shorts or something.
Yeah.
If I own pink shorts, I will wear the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
Your boy looks good in pink. All
we
right.
can run into him at the theater.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm here to see Oppenheimer. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Just head to toe in pink.
Gives him a wink.
I am thankfully comfortable with my masculinity that I can go and see Barbie just fine. I just don't have a desire to see it.
I want to see it so bad. I heard it's really good.
I feel like it's kind of funny because I didn't know there was so many different cameos of actors playing different types of Ken and Barbie dolls.
Have you seen the trailers or anything?
No.
They're fucking hilarious.
I haven't seen any of them.
Oh, it's so funny. Ryan Gosling is hysterical in the trailers and all the interviews that he's done. It's going to be a hysterical movie.
Yeah,
I'm so excited to see it.
I saw Michael Cera in a thumbnail. I was like, is he one of the fucking Ken dolls? I was like, what? That's hilarious.
Yes.
It is.
Hipster
it's
guy
so
Ken.
Funny. I want to see it so bad.
That's interesting. I haven't really seen much about it myself, but if they're doing that multiverse of madness, but with Barbies, that'd be amazing. Just a multiverse. There's so many of them.
Yes,
there's so many different Barbies you can use. So that's kind of interesting.
I like that too. I like that concept.
that actually makes me more interested in seeing it now. Yeah. Actually, before I'm like, but now I'm like, perhaps.
Yeah, it's directed by Greta Gerwig, and she's broken all these records for the most highest selling movie by a female director, whatever.
Is that fucking 16-year-old who was yelling at the fucking UN about?
No,
no, that's
Greta Thunberg.
I don't know. She's just mad about a lot.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Not the same Greta, different Greta.
I mean, it's not a common name.
Valid Greta.
It's not the fucking 1940s. It's not a really common name. We're also not in the middle of Bavaria either. So
yeah.
But
anyway, Oppenheimer.
Oh yeah. Oppenheimer. You know what? Before we get into this, because I didn't do a question.
Do we have a question
last week? And today we kind of talked about it already, but I figured it was. I thought about it today. Beef jerky.
Okay.
I got a couple gripes about this. Couple questions. Number one, what's your guys' like one that you would buy at a gas station? And number two, why is beef jerky so fucking expensive? It costs more. Like if you got like a large triple, like fucking Dave's double or whatever at Wendy's meal, that beef jerky bag still costs more than that.
Oh yeah.
You can get a whole ass meal from like a fast food place.
Yeah, we were just talking about this before we started recording. How expensive beef jerky is, and I mean, I'm upset about it because it's literally meat with less contents than normal meat. Like the volume is less. It's very frustrating.
It's just less meat. Yeah.
Yeah,
costs more.
It's an issue.
Like you take a piece of meat, you shrink it, it's more money.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, somebody has to do it. I mean,
genius. Like, is it because it takes so long to make? Is that why?
Probably.
I mean, there is a lot of more effort to go into making that than anything. But
I think it's just bullshit. They're just
I used to go for the I got it when we were on a road trip. Yeah. The cheese and meat combo.
Y'all ever open a bag of beef jerky in the car on a road trip? It smells like ass.
Ooh,
that is
the worst. If you get like a teriyaki one,
that is the worst thing you can do on a road trip.
Because them motherfuckers are kind of wet too.
They are a little moist. Yep.
And and you know what sucks too? If you try a new flavor and it sucks,
you just spent $10 on some bullshit.
Yeah, you just took out a morttage to buy some jerky.
Finance the fucking
like quarter tank of gas for some bullshit.
You got to do like afterpay at the fucking the cashier.
You do payments. You guys ever get like the ones that are kind of nuggets?
Yeah, the little shitty nugget ones.
Yeah.
You know which one is really good though? I'll usually get it if I see it. Is the bacon one. The bacon.
I don't ever had that one.
It's really really good.
I don't eat jerky that much to have a favorite. I just usually get the one with the meat and cheese. The spicy one with meat and cheese.
Yeah. Well, when I did my FedEx run, it was like gas station runs every day.
Oh yeah, that was your life right there. That was your cafeteria, your bathroom.
Yeah. One of the dudes turned me on to that, and I was like, "This is literally just like I cooked bacon and then it sat out for a while, and I'm eating it again. Like that's what it tastes like. Phenomenal.
You could just do that at home.
Yeah. Sure. But
yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Sure. All right. We'll go with that.
It's good.
Take your word for it.
This blew a hole in your whole fucking theory. You know how many pounds of bacon you can get for $15?
A lot, actually.
Wait, well, not as much as you used to because everything's
You got to make DJ say that again about the bacon, then you got to do the crickets sound effect.
Oh, yeah. That was a good time to...
DJ, what kind of bacon or what kind of jerky do you like?
I like bacon jerky.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah, the new soundboard that we have for the show also has a bunch more sound effects, so be prepared.
Wait, do the applause one, but I'm gonna say it a different way. I love bacon jerky. That's what I was hoping for.
Lies.
Nope.
That's a lie.
No, dude. We do not have your back on this, dude. I'm sorry. Like I have your back on a lot of your bullshit, man, but this ain't one of them. I'm sorry. This is not the time.
Oh man.
I'm sorry.
The meat and cheese combo though, I do agree with that.
The spicy one though. The spicy jerky with the meat.
Jalapeno jerky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yep.
That is the one. I can go for some right now, actually. After this podcast. Anywho. Now I'm hungry.
I want like Wendy's or something.
Man.
That sounds really good.
Just DoorDash it real quick, guys.
Right?
Yeah.
DoorDash is all Wendy's. Like, pause the podcast. We're having a break.
We got to have like a pause music too.
Oh, like whole music?
Like an elevator.
Yeah, elevator music.
Yeah.
Nah, people would be so fucking pissed. Just sitting here waiting for us to eat some fucking Wendy's.
Yeah.
The biggie bag is fire, man. I can't help that.
Or we can just eat and record. Like, hey guys, what's up?
They got a $6 biggie bag now. There's a $5 and a $6 one.
You get a better sandwich with the $6. That's the difference.
But what's a better sandwich though?
It has bacon on it.
We know DJ likes bacon.
Actually, like
I do enjoy bacon.
That is, it's $1 for bacon. Could you get the hamburger with bacon on it or the chicken sandwich with bacon on it?
That's goofy.
For $1.
That's goofy.
I spend that $1. I spend that $1 religiously. I can't help it. That chicken bacon ranch sandwich.
Rich people.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, I'm spending that $1.
Yep. We're not even that. God damn it, B. Like the misfortune of your finances is a topic on its own. Like before we start, that's what the audience knows this. Before we ever start recording, like we'll sit there, we'll just chat for a little bit, catch up because we don't see each other that as of like once a week we all get together, and like B will just sit and tell us like the story of her life, and it's just like
tragic,
so depressing, so depressing.
I was sending Aaron all these TikToks the other day, like last week or something. And it was like the friend that can't ever catch a break or whatever.
You are that friend. It's like your life is in a constant state of disaster.
That's me.
Like I'm not a very hugging person, but I wanted to like hug you. Like it's gonna be all right, dude.
Yeah.
Like just talking you off a ledge. Like
It'll get better.
Like I get it, but like
things will get better. It's gonna be okay.
So speaking of things that didn't get better, Oppenheimer. And what happens to the Japanese?
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can't complain.
I guess it depends who you ask about that.
That's true. That is true. That is very, very, very true.
Yeah.
So, and actually, I don't know why we didn't do this before. We normally discuss on who has what information, so we kind of like pick our sides on this. We didn't do that.
Yeah, no, so I'm kind of scatterbrained.
We're just going in.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start off from the jump then, I guess. Because I have a little bit of beginning. I have some Manhattan Project stuff. I have something more about the war in the Pacific. Just some people have more context about what actually happened and why we had to do why America had to show Japan the sun twice.
That phrasing. Last week I was cracking up.
The land of the rising sun.
I mean, yeah. Yeah,
it's right there.
Oh, fucking A, man.
It's right there.
It's fucked up, but it's so funny.
It's fine. They recovered.
Yeah,
and now we have PlayStation anime.
We get along now.
That's what we talked about last time.
They love us.
We love them.
Yep.
We're homies with Japan. We appreciate them.
Can't wait to go. One day. One day I will get there, but it's a 27-hour flight.
Everybody that I know that's ever been to Japan has absolutely loved it. So
can't wait. I'll spend like a month there. I have a friend that lives there, so I'm gonna go and get the local experience.
Are you gonna do required taste Japan?
Gotta get the deep Japanese. So good.
You kind of got to open it up too when you you can't be all fucking. You gotta say it with your chest out.
With pride.
Yeah.
With pride. So Oppenheimer. He was a Jewish immigrant from Germany. So we talked about this in an episode way back when we did the Operation Paperclip episode. It's one of our better ones. So if you guys get a chance, go back and listen to that one. That was one of my favorite episodes that we've done. It was just
that's a good one.
We had a lot of good information in that one. So please dive into that one if you haven't listened to it already. So this wasn't part of that though. He was here before Operation Paperclip even happened. So a lot of Jewish people that lived in Germany kind of saw the sign on the wall like, we should get the fuck out of here while we have the chance to. So, and a lot of people did. Thankfully, Oppenheimer and his family were already here. Had emigrated to America. Einstein was another big one that he was like, this seems like bullshit. We gotta go. And the thing is, a lot of the scientists or engineers, physicists, all those people that were in Germany, a lot of them were Jewish. And they're like, this seems like it's gonna go poorly.
Yeah.
And so they dipped. And thankfully they did. I believe it was Einstein that even said, like, honestly, like the people that stayed there knew what was going to happen.
See, that's a thing that kind of I think about a lot when you think about, and it's kind of from Handmaid's Tale, the show Handmaid's Tale. I guess it's in the book too. There's this point where the main character is doing kind of a monologue, and she talks about, when do you leave? Like when your country is in turmoil and you see things are going south, but things are kind of happening slowly. Like at what point do you leave? Because you can look at, Nazi Germany and you can be like, if I was Jewish, I would have gotten out that they're so fast. You know what I mean? Like I would have left immediately. But like in reality, would you have? Like at what point would you have known, okay, this is the point of no return and I need to leave?
Yeah.
And if you're too late, you're too late, It's
like we talked about in Operation Paperclip. A lot of those scientists, they were German scientists, but a lot of those dudes committed like horrific war crimes.
Oh yeah.
You know, and that's pretty much what, you know, they were
Yeah.
pretty much facing, you know, like be part of this or like get the fuck out, you know. And that's kind of, you know, because that's a big question to ask, especially like back in those days, because it's like,
Well, even like recently with Iran, is it Iran? I listened to a podcast about like them kind of I guess like religious extremists taking over, and the people who were there, they were like liberated in the 70s and like everything was normal. It was like they had kind of Western more styles and ideals and everything, and women had a lot of rights, more rights than they had in the United States at that point. And things started going south, and they went south very, very fast. And I listened to a podcast of a girl who was like, nobody knew that it was going to happen that quickly.
Yeah, I thought I was referring to because if you look at
Iran, what am I wrong about that?
I'm gonna back you up on that.
Okay.
I mean, if we are wrong, we're bad. My bad. Our bad.
Yeah, sorry.
Because if
I'm
you
bad
look at pictures of
geography.
them in the 70s, though, it was like looking at a picture of America.
Yes,
Because
exactly.
it was the same. Like they didn't wear, like they dressed like we did. They had the freedoms that well, like you said, like they didn't even have that shit here
Yeah,
at the time.
yeah.
Like, they were so progressive.
Yeah, I think like women could vote there before women could vote here or something like that, and then they took
Possibly.
those rights away from
They
them.
took everything away from them.
And they were like college students were getting thrown in prison for protesting and like all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, and like I said, like when do you leave? And so thankfully, like the people that were smart enough to see what's happening left, and the people that didn't leave, and that's why like people look down upon them. Like, you guys knew what the fuck was about to go down here, and you stayed. And like I'm referring to scientists or like the medical minded or like the scientific minded people whose inventions were used for very evil things. Like that we talked about that in the Paperclip episode.
Yeah, the what was it? Otto, who did the rubber, the rubber, artificial rubber or something like that.
Yeah, there was that. There was the experiments going to space.
Yeah,
there was so many things happen. Everything that happened at Dachau. I mean that whole thing. So yeah, a lot of people that did leave to America looked down upon the people that stayed there because they realized, like, dude, you know what's about to happen to all of your inventions. You know what they're going to use this for, your technology for, and you stayed there helping them build it, and then came to America. Like, our bad. I mean, it's fine. And they built a spaceship. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like
I might be getting ahead of us here, but didn't the guy who kind of developed nuclear fission, he just discovered the atomic bomb or like whatever he did, he patented it in order to protect it from the Nazis, or he tried. He patented his invention, his discovery. He patented it so no one else would be able to use it. And then he sold the patent to the government or something to try and keep it from getting into the wrong hands. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm not sure about that one. I'm sorry. That is that is news to me, unfortunately.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm throwing you guys off here. Go ahead.
It's fine. So, after he went to college in Germany and in America, he eventually became a professor of theoretical physics at the University of California, and was eventually picked up to run the Manhattan Project. Well, so part of the problem is that this is even before the war, so this is still 1941, but before Pearl Harbor happened. We found out that the Germans had they were figuring out nuclear fission. Yeah. They were figuring out the bomb before we even had an idea about it. So they sent word back to America, and the doctors who were here were like, the scientists that were here were like, well, the press ain't gonna listen to us. So I told Einstein. And Einstein was like, hey, dog, there's a problem. We have to do something to fix this. Yeah. So like I said, like 1941, Roosevelt was like, all right, cool. We got we have the scientists here to do this too. We're gonna get a project started just to get this going.
This guy. Say his name because I can't pronounce that.
I cannot pronounce that. Leo Szilard?
Yeah, something.
Something?
Scissor?
Sipping on some scissor.
Scissor? Yeah.
Sipping on some scissor.
Like, I guess discovered the capability for atom bombs, and he patented it so no one could use it.
Oh, that didn't go well.
No, it didn't work. It
did not work out for him at all.
Yeah.
But right on, at least. Oh, okay. Well, actually, you found the dude's name, so at least we have that for the records.
Yeah. I knew I wasn't going crazy.
Anything is possible.
This is true, I swear.
Right. So one of the things he was actually known for before this project even started, I mean, he was a professor, but he also had a bad temper. And people didn't like him as a leader. They said he had no leadership skills. A doctor was actually quoted as saying that he couldn't even run a hot dog stand. So, so him running any kind of project was really a stretch of the imagination, but he made it happen.
I can turn people into shadows, though.
Yeah.
I can do that.
He did. He did. He definitely fucking did. So the war does carry on a bit. I'm going to skip over some of the Manhattan Projects, like the details of like where they were, because they were in Nevada, I think.
Yeah, there's a few different. There was 3 different places in particular because they had specific items that they
were making.
Yeah.
Right, because we didn't have everything made in one place.
Yeah.
Part of the reason for that is obviously protecting us against spies, and then they didn't want it someplace that's easily invaded or easily bombed.
Yeah.
Because,
Oppenheimer was in New Mexico.
Is
that wrong?
Yeah, not Nevada. It was New Mexico.
Yeah, he was the Los Alamos, I think.
Right,
Yes.
because he actually he was actually loved the desert. He was a big fan of the area anyways.
Who loves the desert?
I actually do too. I think it's very beautiful.
You would, you weirdo.
Whatever. Anyways.
The Manhattan Project was in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, where they had uranium. Mm-hmm. Was in Hanford, Washington, where the reactors transformed the uranium into plutonium. And then Los Alamos in New Mexico. And that's the one Oppenheimer ran.
Aha. Indeed. So while they're developing this, the war in the Pacific started. So, like I said, they started the project in 1941. Guess what happened in 1941? Here comes Japan to fuck everything up.
Damn it, Japan.
It was Japan with that fucking fly swatter. That's what they did.
So in our last episode, go give that a listen to as well. So you got some homework to do for this one. Listen to our paperclip episode, listen to our Pearl Harbor episode, then come back to us.
It's a trilogy.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're trying to make some series happen here, totally on accident. So obviously the War Pacific started up. We were going island hopping, going against Japan. So the reason why we needed the atom bomb in the first place was just because of how Japan fought their war. The thing is, because they were using the code of Bushido, however you want to pronounce it, to inspire their soldiers to use the samurai honor or samurai code to fight the war, which means there's no surrender. There's only glory and death.
Seems a little manipulative.
I mean, they worship their emperor as a living god.
Yeah, that's true.
He was also short.
Yeah, learned that last week.
So, because of that, the war in the Pacific was very, very, very hard fought. It was very brutal. Every island that we took, getting closer and closer to Japan, the more American lives were lost. And we finally got, our next step was the jump to Japan. Cool. All right. The problem with that is we were going to lose a lot of people. Like a lot of people were going to die just in this process. It's actually documented that we actually created more Purple Hearts in preparation for this invasion.
Oh, jeez.
After, I should have written down the number, but after World War II was over with, we actually had 470,000 Purple Hearts left.
Oh shit.
Well, that's the thing. We still have some of them to this day. And those Purple Hearts were used in every war since then. Yeah. So think about Korea, Vietnam, Desert Storm, Gulf War, the war on terror in the Middle East. Every war we fought that I missed over probably a couple, in that every war we fought since then, if you use those same Purple Hearts, we still have some left. The reason why we had so many was because we were going to invade Japan's mainland, and a lot of people were going to die. Like they estimated under 400,000 Americans were going to die just trying to take that island.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Well, they were arming everybody. They armed women, children, grandpaps. The dog probably had a fucking bayonet attached to it. They were arming everything they possibly could.
I was like, come on, Juno. I put a butter knife in her
mouth. Juno.
Come on, let's go.
Juno would fucking go. If they had food, that dog's a traitor.
Not
she would eat my dead fucking body. That's what I would die right away.
So
Gizmo would be down to fight. He would be like, "What's up? Who am I killing?"
Right. Well, yeah, because you have a small dog. Juno will betray her country for some fucking food. I guarantee it.
Aww.
There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, just for a taste.
Just right.
Yeah.
Just for a sniff of some fucking good food.
Yeah,
She's it's done. It's done. She's betrayed the country.
Y'all got teriyaki? What's up?
Like even if it's plain, she doesn't care.
Sushi?
Yeah,
Sushi's and sashimis. So back to the Manhattan Project. So I just want to give a little bit of clarity to that, like why we were doing this, because like why we needed it, because Japan wasn't going to let us take that easily, and they weren't surrendering either. Like we could have barricaded their island. We could have surrounded their island for months, years, and they would have been eating each other before they surrendered us.
I just recently too watched it was like a YouTube documentary about like some of the really horrible things that the Japanese soldiers were doing to Chinese people. And like
the war crimes.
It was horrific. It was so horrific. Like they needed to be stopped at that point.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, what they did to because again they had their every one of the Axis powers thought they were the best of the best. Like they thought they were the creme de la creme, if you will. And with all that racial superiority, anybody that was less than them was inferior. What they did to the Chinese. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it doesn't get talked about enough.
No,
like
not
it
at all.
was fucked up.
I couldn't even believe. I was like, "This is why did I not know about this?" I mean, I know why I didn't know about it because it's absolutely horrific. But
Well, that's the thing. Like we talk about the Holocaust because it was again awful as well, but we don't talk about everything else.
no, there's other things
There's some other shit that went down.
happened.
Like what Russia did to the Jewish population was awful. Then you had what Japan did to the Chinese. It was awful.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to talk about that.
No.
Nope, nobody wants to.
I mean, I don't really want to talk about it.
I don't
but
plan to make an episode about that. Y'all can research that on your own.
Yeah, that's a little too negative for our required tastes here.
Oh, now we're a fucking adjective verb. One of them two. Fuck, I don't remember English.
Yeah.
So, anyways, going back to the Manhattan Project though. So like I said, it was back in 1941. We found out that the Nazis were ahead of us in a technology that could wipe us off the face of the earth.
Yep.
So we had to do something about it. Fast forward a little bit. Unless you have some more detail about that, Deej. I'm not sure where you're at on that.
I got some details about how many people were involved.
Oh yeah, because they built cities for this.
Yeah, they literally created like these little homesteads where they kept everybody there. And I mean, you're talking like over 600,000 people, scientists, technicians, mathematicians, construction workers, engineers, like
and their families.
And their fucking families. And
it was like had to be so contained.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's all the secret, right?
Yeah.
And the weird thing is, like, I don't know if that's a military thing, but everything's compartmentalized. So, like, the engineers don't fucking know what the mathematicians are doing, you know? Like, they're not fucking connected at all. But, like, it's sometimes, like, for science sake, it's kind of necessary to talk to, like, in my mind, it would make sense to, like, collab with these people.
You would think. But
dude,
like,
even in your line of work, I'm sorry, B, I didn't want to cut you off, but I have to give you some shit about this. When was the last time an engineer asked you for anything?
That is true. They just be writing some dumbass fucking blueprints. But that's what I mean. If they collabed in the first place, because I'm compartmentalized too. If I like was able to sit next to the engineer, I'd be like, "What the fuck is that?" And then he'd be like, "Oh, I did this." I'd be like, "Oh yeah, well, I can't do that." And then we would fix it.
Yeah.
You would fight them. Is what would happen. Like
I'm like, "Hey, can I talk to y'all back real quick?"
That's like there's like factories that produce like recipes for like copyrighted foods and stuff that have like top secret recipes and top secret ingredients or whatever, like industry secret ingredients.
Oh yeah, KFC recipe.
Yeah, and like whatever.
It's allegedly top secret.
So they'll have some people working on this side of the factory make a part of the product, and then other people on this side of the factory make the other part, so they can't like replicate it.
Yeah,
or whatever. It's like a common thing in a lot of different.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I feel like that's kind of normal.
Yeah.
One thing I want to add to that though, Deej, about the families living there, people was out there fucking.
Oh, I bet. Doing some hot back fucking, dude.
So they had a problem with some of the bases. The reason why I brought that up because the bases, like they had, of course, like okay, families coming on base. We have like a nursery and shit. We have like for childcare or whatever. They weren't prepared for how many babies were born.
Oh my goodness!
At these bases, like,
well, I guess what else you gonna do in the middle of the desert?
The wife's like all mad. She's like, oh, I'm gonna cheat on this motherfucker. Oh, am I gonna cheat on him? Bringing me out to this bullshit desert to fucking play with.
Well, that's the thing, though, too. If you look at like how they were treated there, they got paid very well for this project.
Yeah.
They also were fed steak and lobster and shit damn near every day they wanted it. Like, you had the best alcohol there. You had the best food there. You had the best everything on these bases.
Lobster.
I mean, and fucking.
Now, the Manhattan Project was originally supposed to be a fucking secret. This was obviously they were like, okay, so we now know what they're doing, so we got to do it. But like back then, it was easier. There's no fucking social media. But like we said, we were talking 600,000 people plus their families and 3 different cities, locations. Yeah. Shit's gonna get leaked. You know?
Yeah, like I'm sure that there's like locals to the area. If there's even not that many, but I'm sure there's some, and they're like, why is there an entire town of people just here all of a sudden?
Sprung up out of nowhere.
A fucking scientist at a bar trying to get laid. He's like, yeah,
they're all really smart and really horny.
I make atom bombs, baby.
Right. Oh, jeez. Oh, God, I just had a horrible joke in my head.
Oh, no.
It's like, that's not the first time I made millions of people just disappear.
Give yourself one. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going straight to hell.
I felt good about that. Yeah. Anywho, carry on. I'm sorry.
It sounded really good. So they called it the Manhattan Project because the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers created it, which was the Manhattan Engineer District. Mm-hmm. So that's how they got the name, the Manhattan Project. And they kind of figured that was fitting, you know. They did that a lot. Every fucking military secret thing has some kind of fucking cool
code name,
fucking nickname, you know.
Yeah. I'm gonna go into one later on about what we did to Japan before the atom bomb. But yeah, I got one for you.
Yeah, and like I said, I kind of already went over the families that went there. Oppenheimer obviously ran this, and their main goal was to get a nucleus to react in a much larger way than it was, you know, they could get reactions from it that would make these little explosions, but then they had discovered, like you were saying, the gentleman before, I don't remember his name, had discovered
Leo,
a way to make this Leo Scissor. Yeah.
Scissor.
He basically found a way that this nucleus would react and it would react and create other nucleus.
Yeah, that would keep doing the chain reaction, right?
You know,
you split the atom, and the energy from that atom splits more atoms.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so they actually fucking finally figured this shit out, which begs so many questions, you know, because now they have it. This was the goal, obviously, but this changes everything. This is everything's different now from this point on. Now that you've created it, you've won the race. You know, you either use it.
Yeah, and it was a race. It was America needed to figure it out before the Nazis figured it out.
Because you already knew what they were going to
do. Right.
Yeah.
So, and even to add on to that a little bit too, and I talked about this in an older episode too. I can't remember which one it was. It might have been Paperclip. I might have mentioned this, but when we found out that the Nazis were using Norway to create hard water, which is one of the necessary components to make a atom bomb. They were refining it in Norway and then shipping it down the channel to get down to Germany.
Well, they got to involve Norway.
Well, they already took them over, so I mean, they conquered them. So I mean, they were there. Anyways, so the British SAS had found out about it. Sent they paratrooped in paratrooped. Whatever the fuck. Anyways, they dropped in some troops that ended up sabotaging the ship carrying the heavy water when it was on the way to Germany. If they hadn't done that, we might have lost that race. Oof. Yeah,
close one.
Absolutely.
My German ain't that great, so gotta be thankful for that.
I don't know, Germany's pretty chill now.
Well, they were chill as fuck before then.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah, they fucked around and found out.
They just got way too hype for a little while.
Well, then World War I. And then they got penalized for World War I heavily and treated Versailles, and you know, and then
they take that shit real seriously over there too. I know that in America, everybody jokes about Nazis all the damn time, but in Germany, it's extraordinarily frowned upon. You don't joke about Nazis. It's not you don't even talk about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, we don't openly talk about slavery either. So, I mean, a lot of statues being torn down. So we're getting there.
Anyway.
Yeah. The Manhattan Project was also extremely expensive.
Oh yeah, extraordinarily expensive.
Extremely expensive.
But the America's military budget isn't a fucking budget. It's just a fucking empty. It's a blank check.
It's not a number big enough.
It always has, but it always will be.
Yeah, it's.
If anybody ever wants to get just pissed off about something, look up the price of a fucking smart bomb.
Oh fucking A, dude! Yeah.
Or a cluster bomb. Or anything that involves a satellite. And then look at the paycheck of a fucking average soldier. It'll make you real mad.
The military is like America's sugar baby.
Yeah,
America's just like, how much you need, boo? I got you. Whatever you want, baby girl.
Like, do that thing I like.
Right, do that and then they don't pay
the military is like, I need my nails did, daddy.
Yeah. They ain't paying people shit like, here's some free college, I guess. Like fucking get the fuck out of here.
Here's some free college and some PTSD.
Yeah, free college, PTSD, and shit healthcare. Here you go. See ya.
Military say, fuck them kids. They ain't doing nothing.
Right, they just pulled the trigger.
About 15 years.
That's sad.
Holy shit. So this spent $2.2 billion at that time.
In their money.
In
1940 money.
1940 money, which today is about $37 billion.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of money.
That's
a lot of money.
Of fucking money, you know. Mm-hmm. But they did create not one atom bomb, but two that they used.
Right. So before we dive into the atom bombs that they did use,
wait, wasn't there 4?
Well, we dropped 2.
We dropped 2, but there was
we
2
experimented.
more.
We experimented with 2.
A lot of some experiment ones too.
Yeah, there were 2 experiment ones, and then the 2 that they actually used. So before the experiment, the Trinity test is what the test was called.
The Trinity test, yeah.
Yeah. So they joked that the bomb was held together, that they should attribute 3M with creating the bomb because the bomb was held together with duct tape.
What?
So if you look at pictures of it, you'll actually see tape on it. It was like spare parts.
That's like the submarine with the Xbox controller or whatever the heck they had, the PlayStation controller. Yeah.
Dude, that's some Southern dad shit right there. Dude, go get my fucking duct tape.
Right, I made this shit real quick. Yeah. If you look, it looked like it made all the spare parts. It was like they just found these metal pieces laying around. Like, I mean, we're gonna blow it up anyways. So
I guess,
why spend money on this? I kind of get it actually.
How much are them screws?
Right, she.
The hell with that.
I'm trying to get my filet mignon.
We only have $37 billion.
Go down to Ace
I'm trying to get my damn fillets real quick. You mean go get goddamn screws? She.
Go down to Ace Hardware and get you a pound of screws and some duct tape for $7.
Make it happen.
Good to go.
Make it happen. So
it's not going to need to hold together for very long.
Again, it's going to blow up anyways. I mean, I get it. So before this test had started, one of the scientists, which we like to talk about before, Teller, he was there, and they were 20 miles away for the test site. They were 20 miles away from the test site itself, and Teller decided to put on sunscreen, and he made a lot of people nervous.
They were like, "You brought sunscreen? What?"
Just lather it on.
Do I need to go get my sunglasses?
Well, they had sun goggles actually. They were these whole goggle things that they were.
Yeah.
It's like welding goggles.
Yeah,
it would have been.
They probably had like a shade 13, which is pretty like I can take my hood outside and look right at the fucking sun with that.
Oh.
Yep, and that's what they did because that's what they saw. So, the initial test yielded a 20,000 ton of TNT explosion.
Yikes!
Which created a cloud that was 40,000 feet tall.
Yikes!
Again.
Yes. Yikes!
Yeah, and I know
twice.
You guys have probably definitely seen videos
double
of like an atomic bomb going off. Everybody's seen that.
Mushroom cloud and
40,000 feet.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
It's a whole lot of dust. So it was in the desert, so obviously covered with sand. The sand itself turned into glass because of how much heat it was 800 feet away. I'm sorry, 800 yards away. My bad.
Ooh.
Let me not discount that.
Yeah.
So in order, how much heat it takes to glass to turn sand into glass?
Yeah, like lightning does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
800 yards of that.
Jesus.
around that bomb. What? So
What did they do with the glass?
I don't think they did anything with it.
Just left it there.
It's probably pretty burned. I don't think it's really usable. Might have sold some souvenirs, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm going to have to Google Earth that spot.
It's from the atom bomb. It's beautiful sculpture.
I mean, don't they sell like atomic or like irradiated glass and shit?
Yeah, they probably put some souvenir shops there,
I would have.
It's got to be, okay, it's got to be like
38 billion back or billion back somehow.
I feel like after Oppenheimer, that town is probably like a tourist destination now, right? I bet.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, if you can go there.
Movie, it's probably going to pick up big time.
If they weren't still testing stuff there, which I think they might have been.
Oh,
I think they were still blowing that place up. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the program is actually still active to this day.
Well,
right. Yeah, I think they're still blowing shit up out there.
Okay.
It's a desert.
Yeah.
I mean,
why not?
Well, whatever.
It's been working
I'm just like
this whole time.
imagining this like random donkey just in the middle of the desert minding its own business, and then it just gets blown to smithereens.
Yeah,
that's awful.
Well, they also they did a bunch of tests with they did like a town around it, just to see like what the effects would be like on buildings and stuff.
Yeah, and those are really eerie videos too.
Oh, the Nuketown videos, yeah.
All you gotta do is get in a refrigerator.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't pull an Indiana Jones. That dude should have there are that movie was bad for a number of reasons. That's one of them. God damn. I'm a big Indiana Jones fan, and that movie to this day just makes me just why?
Sorry, I didn't mean to upset you.
It's just and the fridge thing, like, come on. Like, we've proven several times that he would have been he would have been very dead. Like, extraordinarily dead.
But it's Indiana Jones. He can't.
Dead.
He's invincible.
The dude's like 85.
Indiana, go home, man. You need to
Indiana, go the fuck. Just sit your ass down, dog. Like, I haven't seen the movie yet either. I'm a huge fan of the series. Yeah, the first three, and I haven't seen the one yet.
Did you ever see? God, what was that movie called? It was like an X-Men movie, and it was about Wolverine Origins. I think it's called.
Sure.
Did you ever see that?
I think so, yeah.
So like there's this point where he is in Japan or something, and he grabs like this Japanese guy, and they go into like a hole in the ground as the atom bomb is going off, and he's just holding like this manhole cover over them, and they survive.
I remember that now, and now I'm upset again. Yeah. That movie was also bad for several fucking reasons.
It was so
that
bad.
was one of them.
Oh, yeah, that's the one that has Deadpool.
The original, when
those early 2000s X-Men movies were a little
so bad. Like, how the fuck the man, his nickname was the Merc with the Mouth, and you have his mouth sewn shut.
Yeah, they sewed his mouth shut. Brilliant, great job.
That Ryan Reynolds went back and killed him.
He was pissed.
He went back in his movie, he went back and shot him.
That was like in an end credit scene or something like that. Yeah. Yep.
It was
amazing.
We were now off topic.
I feel like every time we get off topic, it's my fault.
It's you're supposed to be holding us together, and you're just tearing us apart.
It's because I haven't been here in a couple weeks.
There we go.
They're quite necessary.
So I wanted to dive into one more thing before we talk about the actual atom bombs that were dropped on Japan, because we did bomb Japan before that. So what happened was we're taking over the islands going to Japan. For a few reasons. One, because the Japanese were there and fuck that. And two, because we needed to get airstrips closer to Japan to bomb them. So by this point in the war, we wiped out their Air Force. Their Air Force was done. I mean, the pilots they did have left were maybe kamikaze pilots, and that's a one and done type of deal. So not really a threat. So anyway, so our own Air Force, where are they going? Not us. All right. So we were able to conquer islands close enough to get our bombers in place to bomb Japan. So we had Operation Meeting House. Again, operation names. There we go. Operation Meeting House, March 1945. We firebombed Tokyo. And so firebombing civilian cities is always kind of frowned upon. But they did start it, so I mean. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I always think of that scene from Harlem Nights when fucking Eddie Murphy beats old girl up with a trash can. And she gets back up and she's like, "Oh, you like to throw garbage cans, huh?" And then she like beats the fuck out of him after that.
I'm gonna shoot you in your crusty ass picking something. Great movie.
That's kind of like the American Japanese thing.
I mean, it is like they picked a fight with the biggest kid on the playground. Like,
like they threw the garbage can. We were like, "Oh, you guys want to play, huh?"
like, oh, you're trying to start some shit. Well, now your fucking civilians are melting. So America decided to bomb Tokyo, which, as I mentioned, is a civilian target. I mean, there people live there. I mean, there was military bases there. There was, manufacturing there. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, to be clear, Required Taste does not condone firebombing.
Yeah, we don't condone war crimes, which this was.
Yeah, we're not cool with that.
No, that's not right. So Japan was a new power when it comes to manufacturing. Most of their shit was made out of wood. Still, like people were living in wooden houses.
Yeah.
The only thing that was
Not great.
left standing was a house made out of stone. This bombing run destroyed 16 square miles of everything.
Oh my gosh.
So the problem was that not only did the United States firebomb them, there were also heavy winds that day. So oxygen plus fire equals, which then created essentially fire tornadoes, which were sucking the oxygen out of the air. So people weren't dying from just fire. They were dying because they couldn't breathe. There's no oxygen left. There was too much fire.
Fire tornadoes are like the craziest, most terrifying thing on planet Earth.
And the U.S. created a few.
That's weird. That's what I was saying. If there is a God, he's fucking hilarious, man.
Yeah.
Because he was like, what'd be cool with this tornado?
Right,
If it was on fire,
smokes a joint.
it's blunt.
Oh, shit.
guys,
Fire.
a
Yeah, he's
tornado.
Like, hey, Jesus, check this shit out.
A tornado, but like it's on fire.
Look at that shit. So
And Jesus is like, Dad, God, leave him alone.
I died for their sins. Well, I gave them a weekend for their sins.
I gave him a weekend. I had a lot going on that weekend.
No one's ever going to follow me like this.
Right? Yeah. So anyways, now for the sad part though. So 100,000 civilians died in this. Because again, this was a very, very large area that was destroyed during this whole thing. Despite those people that died, 1 million people were left homeless by this. And just for scale purposes, if you look at the size of Tokyo, a quarter of the buildings of Tokyo were destroyed with just this. Right. And Japan didn't surrender. So that pride thing.
At what point?
It wasn't the emperor's house.
I guess.
It wasn't his house that was on fire.
We aimed wrong, I guess.
Well, they should aim a little bit higher. I don't know. I'm not good at geography. So
we figured
Have
it
you
out.
seen what's that movie? It's an anime about, it's a very sad, very fucked up anime about Japan.
Oh,
do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. I can't
With
remember the
guy
name of
and
it
his
though.
little sister.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
I know what you're talking
because
about.
they have a scene where they get firebombed in that movie.
Yeah, that was this.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That is a really sad movie. That's a really sad movie.
That is such a sad
Can't remember
movie.
the name of it though.
So, something fireflies. Something the firefly.
Look it up.
Okay.
So going back to so again, like Japan, we were bombing them. They still didn't surrender. They were like, come get it, And
Grave of the Fireflies.
Grave of the Fireflies. Yeah.
Fucked up movie. Very
If
sad.
you really want to be sad, go ahead and give that a watch.
Yeah.
It has my stamp.
If you really want to kind of like get like a glimpse into what the Japanese citizens dealt with during this whole thing.
Oh yeah. There's also that and the dude that survived both atom bombs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, there were a few people, but he was the one that like people.
I know what you're talking
documented.
about.
Yeah. Dude lived in one, worked in the other.
Jeez.
Good for him.
He's like he survived the first one, and he's like, oh man, that's a once in a lifetime thing that I just survived. I'm glad that's over. Never have to go through that again.
No.
He like comes out. He's like, "Thank you, God."
And then I can't whistle, but yeah, the fuck. Yeah. So anywho,
only us here at Required Taste can laugh about atom bombs.
He survived.
He sure did, Good
And
for
that's
him.
all we asked for.
He sure did.
Kind of a cool story.
He died of old age.
Yeah.
I think he lived. No, he lived
Wait,
in Japan still.
he didn't get like cancer or anything either from like fallout?
I don't think he got cancer.
Wow.
I think he
That's
actually
the
survived
crazy
to an older age.
That's
'Cause
amazing.
A lot of people got like the aftermath of that.
Well, that's the problem with it. I mean, because like you get hit by an explosion that again will turn you into a shadow.
Uranium.
If that didn't get you, the radiation would, which is actually the more sad part about it. Is people dying from radiation sickness, and there's no fixing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and what were the names of the two bombs that they dropped?
So let's get into that. So we had the first one was the little boy.
Little boy, yeah.
So that explosion had the explosive force of 12,500 tons of TNT. That was Hiroshima.
Just a little taste of America.
Oh, that was a lot of taste. So we bombed them again. Like America bombed them. They didn't surrender. It's like we literally showed you the power of the sun on Earth.
Yeah,
And we lit Tokyo on fire. We showed you the power of the sun. Once.
I feel like Oppenheimer knew this. He was like, "No, we should make another one." I gotta.
We're gonna. You know.
I know some Japanese people, and
Yeah, that was the exact conversation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So actually, about the guy who's around both bombs, I was curious of his name, and I can't pronounce it. Yamagashi is the last name. I can pronounce that for sure. Tsushitomo Yamaguchi. I'm sorry, Yamaguchi. He actually died in 2010.
no way.
Yeah, we were very alive when this dude still was.
Wow.
Fucking A.
Yep.
What a person.
Well, yeah, because he had a whole thing written about him.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure there's a movie about him too.
Oh God, he probably
kids.
felt like
kids.
such a badass. After that.
Books.
Oh,
yes,
I'm
several
sure.
books.
He's like, I'm invincible.
Until old age got him. Yeah, it's a movie or a TV show called Twice Bombed. Is what it's called.
But that actually reminds me. I'm surprised you guys didn't mention last week. The incident that you guys talked about. There's a movie about it. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a whole ass movie about
I'd
it.
love to watch that fight scene.
But yeah.
I'd love to watch that fucking
And
scene.
it was kind of controversial because they hired a white actor to play Ben, the guy.
The lion.
Yeah. The like lead.
When was this
And
movie made?
Not that long ago, like 2019.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
that's just rude then.
I know.
Yeah.
They should
I
have
know.
known better. Like
And well, he got kicked off after the controversy, and they hired I think a Samoan actor.
sure.
So
Well,
yeah,
that was the year before the world got really crazy. So
That's true.
They were probably like, we could still do this.
yeah, we can still get away
Yeah,
with
we
this.
could-
Emma Stone had just been like a Japanese person for something, or no, that was
the whitest one.
Emma Stone, and then Scarlett Johansson,
Oh,
Ghost in the Shell.
Oh, that still pisses me off.
Fucking A, man.
And people try to defend it. I'm
I
like,
know.
what?
I know.
The character's name was Major Kusanagi. There ain't shit white about that.
Oh shit.
And when they hired a white dude to play Goku in the Dragon Ball Z movie, I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
That's wild.
Yeah, Hollywood was also whitewashing
Hollywood.
bullshit we're not getting into that. We're not getting into that.
Yeah, that's a whole other topic. That's a whole other episode.
I'm gonna pull a bed and start yelling from the other room. Fucking killing me with that. Anyways, so yes, we did. America dropped the little boy over Hiroshima, then Fat Man over Nagasaki, which actually was a plutonium bomb. So it was a little different than Little Boy, which was fusion, I believe. No, that's not right. That's not a fusion bomb. That was later. Hydrogen. It was fusion bomb. Anyways, so yeah, after that. They fucking surrendered.
He ended the fucking war right there.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times do you have to just how much more?
What's that scene from Don't Drink Your Juice in the Hood when he's got the missile? He's like, dude, honestly, have a problem with the fucking remote control. Yeah,
right. Because at that point, like that, with that much atomic power, we could have flattened their country.
Mm-hmm.
Like
there would have been nothing left.
Nothing left at all. And
like you surrender or you just don't exist anymore.
Right. Like your culture will no longer exist. Your people will no longer exist.
Yeah.
What do you want? I mean, and the thing is, with the surrender, the emperor was still the fucking emperor.
Yeah.
Like, you're not even losing shit. Stop. Stop.
Stop it.
Jackass.
Get some help.
Michael Jordan.
God damn it.
Oh, shit.
And Oppenheimer had a pretty grimace quote about all of this.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, he quoted it from this Hindu scripture, which was about a story about a prince who was reluctant to kill his enemies, but he had witnessed the transformation of Krishna into an incarnation of their Hindu deity, Vishnu, yeah. And the quote goes, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." Ew, that's fucking mean, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's like some death metal fucking lyrics right there.
Yep.
I think it actually is. I'm pretty sure that is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm certain it's
like I'm 90% sure that's a Metallica song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was like his quote, like recalling his experience of this whole thing, you know, creating the atom bombs and then using them, and then like.
Have you seen the video of him saying it?
No, I haven't.
It's like spooky.
Ooh, God, yeah. I gotta watch that. I still want to see the movie too.
I'm seeing it Sunday. I'm going to come with. You guys are welcome to come with.
Yeah, I'm down for that actually. Yeah.
Going with a couple friends. Yeah. Should we get time?
I would be down.
Hell yeah.
Can we see Barbie too?
I mean, you can.
Come on.
It's Sunday. Like the fact that I'm even leave the house at all is nothing short of a miracle.
Come on, double feature. Oppenheimer.
The outside world is dead to me on Sundays. That's my one day to eat pizza, play video games, watch my anime.
Wait, isn't Oppenheimer like 3 hours long?
Yes, it is. You're welcome.
I seen somebody make a post because I've seen nothing but good reviews, and then one of my buddies was like, "I just wasted 3 hours of my life that I'll never get back," because he fucking hated it.
Oh man, that sucks.
But that's like one I've seen out of like 100.
Everything I've seen has been positive for both movies.
Yeah.
You know what's not positive? The end of his career. So, in 1955, unfortunately, Oppenheimer actually lost his security clearance and was kicked off all the projects from going forward. So what happened was in 1955, to tell you a little bit, this is during the Cold War, the beginning thereof. The Red Scare starting out. There were people that were worried about his communist, his not necessarily support, but he didn't speak ill of communism. And that was enough for America. So one of his co-workers, I guess you could say, Teller actually did testify against him and helped get him kicked off of all future projects. He was, like I said, lost his security clearance and was ousted from his own creation, essentially.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because, you know, we talked about earlier about how, like, when creating this bomb and using it was going to, like, completely change the whole way the world now fights wars, you know? Because now it's made. Like, Japan didn't have an atomic missile program, you know, but Russia was working on one. Germany was working on one. There was a lot of countries who were like, okay, did you see that shit?
Right.
You know, and this kind of created, like military politics forever after that, you know?
Well, the thing that keeps us not at war with Russia in particular is the mutually assured destruction. Like if we started a nuclear war between the U.S. and Russia, everybody loses.
Which is what's so scary about how unhinged Putin is. It's crazy that a lot of people said that like he wouldn't go to war with Ukraine because that would be stupid. He wouldn't do this because that would be stupid. He wouldn't do that because that would be stupid. And he's made a lot of stupid decisions.
Yeah, there's a military coup going on.
There is. Yeah.
There's that going on. There's people deserting the military in general. He's slowly but surely losing power, and it's going to be a matter of time at this point.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Before somebody puts him out of power.
Yeah.
More than likely the hard way.
Surprised he hasn't been, yet.
Oh, suicided?
No, like assassinated. Like
I
somebody.
was making a joke about the Clintons, but anyways, yeah.
But you know, there's always those fucking theories where like they have presidents that have been assassinated, and they have like clones or doubles. You know, like people that already like take the place.
I feel like a Russian clone would be janky as fuck.
Probably like
it's not just me.
Sparks coming out of their neck.
I mean, I've seen their cars.
It's just like his cousin or something like that.
His cousin.
Anyways, that's all I got about it.
Yeah, I mean, the aftermath, obviously we all know the aftermath after that, because this not only did kind of scare everybody, but this kind of did the push for like everybody to make better fucking science, you know? It did the space race. It did, you know, this led to so many different like achievements and improvements in science and technology and math and all stuff like that.
It led to using like radiation for treatments in like the medical field, cancer treatments. Ooh, and radiation imaging and stuff like that.
True. Yeah. It did a lot. One of the things that I wanted to add on, I forgot that you had mentioned this earlier. We were talking about like how we had the atom bomb, but Japan didn't. The thing is Japan was allies with Germany, as we know. One of the things that was happening towards the end of the war was Germany was getting their shit completely pushed in by this point. They decided to load up a submarine. They had some, I think they made like 7 of them. They made these specially sized subs that were used for transport. So they were transporting some technology from Germany over to Japan to help them fight in their war against us. So that sub got sunk. But it turns out what was on that sub was rocket technology and a rocket. So they were going to have the technology to build rockets.
Yeah. And
then we sunk that sub. And then it's like, oh, damn. I mean, the sinking of a submarine, thinking about like even like the sinking of the USS in Annapolis. If they had sank it before it made it over there, we wouldn't have had the nuclear bomb. That's where it was on.
Yeah.
They sank the USS Indianapolis on the way back.
Great timing.
Yeah, they missed that opportunity because Japanese, like, they had a submarine, and that submarine was what sunk the USS Indianapolis, and that had our atomic bombs on it.
Oh, wow.
They were a little late.
Dad.
Should have woke up earlier that day.
Like, oh, shit. That was at...
Lights work.
That was at 8?
Right, like DJ was captain, obviously. Like, oh, shit, late.
Oh, shit, that was today.
What'd I miss? Oh,
they're an hour ahead over there. Or?
Time change. Fuck me all up. My bad, guys. Guys?
Like, who keeps putting me in charge? Like, who keeps doing this?
Anybody left over there? Got.
Hello?
Oh shit. Uh-oh.
Well, nobody left to fire me.
And now I'm in charge.
Worked out quite nice.
Indeed. Well, anyways, we thank you all for joining us this week on the Required Taste Podcast once again. Hopefully this sounded pretty good. So let us know how we sounded on this one.
Yeah.
As per usual, go give us a like and a follow on all of our social media at Required Taste Podcast. We're on the face page. We got the Instas.
Instagram, TikTok.
We got the TikTok.
Yeah. Give us a tag, a comment, a fucking...
give us some love.
Like yeah.
Show us.
We're going to be posting some more TikToks very soon.
Yeah, DJ finally figured out how to... yeah, so...
I'm inside of TikTok
So
now.
be in there looking for that. Other than that, give us a like and share and a follow on your favorite listening service. I'm adding us to a few more, so stay tuned for that. I forgot to tell you guys about that too. I didn't tell you that yet. Whatever. Anyways.
Oh, and the merch.
And we have new merch up. Check out our Etsy. It's again Required Taste Podcast. You can't miss it. So yeah, as always, we appreciate y'all. Stay cool.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.